Hey, this is MassX with a brand new One Punch Man the Strongest video, and yes, it is Atomic Samurai Day. In the background you'll be seeing my polls, but before we get into building as well as the actual build for this character, I want to go through this character pretty thoroughly again and discuss the importance of, if you are going to delve into this character, what you really need to focus on and what is going to be important. And now with the advent of the tactics cards, it's going to be even more important on how you put this character together. Now we do know already, of course, that his basic attack is just a single target 120% attack. We don't care about that at all, not in the least. What we care about is what we're going to talk about next. And we've got the ultimate, okay? And that attacks a column with 5 combo strikes, dealing damage by 650% attack. Now again, that's without the keepsake, as well as getting it 5p. And we'll discuss that further and the importance of both those items. But if the target is in specialized unyielding status, its effective or upcoming damage ignore effect will be changed by -2 turns. And now again, that is without any of the additions. Absolutely an amazing ultimate. Then we have the passive. Permanently grants 70% non-crit damage reduction, effective for all types of damage, cannot coexist with agility. Before any character's action, restores HP equal to 15% of max HP, permanently increases HP by, it matters where your character's at. Now again, incredibly important, this passive. Why? It's going to allow him to stay alive, and that is going to be very important, and that's going to go with the build of this character and be very important as well as the attack. So remember, HP and attack. Now we have the Awaken passive, okay? During active attack, reduces target's max HP up to 50%, okay? Remember that now. It's only up to 50% by 600% attack. So again, the importance of attack with this character, because you can't go past 50% of the target's HP. And that's very difficult. We'll talk about those figures a little bit later. But it's 600% of attack. Remember that now. And prevents the target from max HP buff, which is also important. Permanently reduces target's attack by 40%, which is also important. After action, launches an ultimate follow-up by 120% to a random target. Also very important. Now the keepsake itself, okay, once you get that attached, it's going ahead and that ultimate now, it's going to go attacks a column with 5 combo strikes, dealing damage by 750% attack now, which is very important. And again, everything else pretty much stays the same. If the target is in specialized unyielding status, its effective or upcoming damage ignore effect will be changed for -2 turns. Specialized unyielding of allies will last 1 more actions. Incredibly important. Why? Because the cutting of the HP goes with the attack. Now you're getting 750% attack. That's 150% boost. That's why the keepsake is so important. Now for 5p, it affects the passive. Permanently grants 80% non-crit damage reduction. That is also crucial. Why? Because you need to be able to stay alive to be able to have this character be effective. And the longer he stays alive, and because we're in the Garo Core, it is going to be immensely important, especially when you get out, okay, of having the passive, the core I should say, of Garo's effect dissipate. So yeah. So this is one of those characters, like I said before, as much as I love him, absolutely love this character, it's the advent of changes coming for the characters and the meta slowly over the next umpteen months, when we get different types of characters that can affect the field, and we can have a quite a different dynamic on the field, and hopefully won't have mirror teams all the time. But the character has to be there for it to work. So if he's not alive, then it's a waste. So yeah, keep that in mind, the importance of the keepsake in 5P with this character. Now, let's go ahead and take a look. I went ahead and built the character as far as I could. Kind of stole a bit from Metal Bat, honestly, because I'm going to slowly phase him out. But let's go ahead and take a look here. So, as you can see, the Awakening Inspiration, I got as far as I can go. Why? Because the keepsake's not available yet. And according to the event post, it will be out Saturday, I think it said. Can't remember. But he's at level 118. At the character skills at 23. He is limit broken and at 6 stars, which allows to be able to get the increased damage rate, which is what I was really going for, as well as the increased crit rate at 3 stars. Character journey, got everything open but 1. In character talents, I was able to max out in 2, and hopefully in the next day or 2 I can get 3 maxed out. And when you're doing this, again, you're going to want as much attack and HP as you can get. So you can only imagine you're going to be wanting to use Sword Sigil and Vitality Sigil. Those are going to be your best friends with this character. Now, going into the exclusive items, of course, without the keepsake, we can only go to 2 stars. So, but with the exclusive badge, I went ahead and robbed from everybody possible to get that HP as high as I could for his exclusive badge, so it is maxed out. For gear, and this is where I will be experimenting for the week. Why? Well, you want attack. You have to. There's no way around it. But I'm not so sure if I want to go with Machine God yet or Drive. I'm 99% sure it's going to stick with Machine God. Why? Because I think getting the increased attack and HP at that 12% is more important than getting that damage reduction, because you really need to maximize your attack, and you're going to get that 12% with Machine God. So for me, that becomes the most important. If you can't use that, anything that's going to maximize your attack is going to be first and foremost. Now for buff gear, okay? As you can imagine, I have 2 attack bonuses and a speed bonus on this one. I'm probably going to bite the bullet and re-roll to try to get a 3rd attack bonus on this. I think it's just too important. But right now I'm just leaving it as is. Of course, it's maximized at 35%. I was able to get that one maximized. The next one, I only have 1 attack and then the crit percentage. Crit on this one is good. Don't be scared of that one. But I would like to see more attacks on here, so I'm going to have to do some more finessing. And this one is only at 5 stars. So I need to get that up too, but I'm out of resources. And for the S-Class buff gear, I have the specialized one with basic attack buff. Basic attack will deal bonus damage equal to 60% of attack. Just basically because of the follow-up, nothing more. And then I've got a damage rate and a bonus damage, but I'd really like to see some attacks on there, so I'll probably do some re-rolling on this one also. But at this point in time, I'm pretty happy with an attack over 2 million. I'd like to see that at 2.5, 2.6 at a minimum, and I'd really like to see that HP somehow creep up to about 1 million. That would be really nice in a perfect case scenario. Again, if you have the ability to get some more crit, it's going to help you, but that should not be your focus. Attack needs to be your focus first. And the reason why I keep stressing attack, and you have to do this, is because of the Awaken passive, okay? Because 600% attack, okay, up to 50% of the target's max HP. So let's say a top tier CK is 20 million HP. So 50% of that's going to be 10 million. So how much attack are you going to need? Well, 600% of attack. So knowing that, let's say you are somewhere between, let's say you have 1 million attack on him, okay? So you're going to have to times that by 600%. That should be enough. But make sure you're checking those figures to make sure your attack will get that full 50% of the highest HP character you expect. and that of course is going to be CK. So just make sure that's how you roll the figures, and once you get to that sweet point on your attack, then if you need to offset in other areas, great. To me, I'm just going to keep pushing it. I want to have no doubt in my mind, but again, once you break the million threshold, and of course if you hit 2, you're easy peasy going to be good to go. But you know, you want to take advantage of the most amount of attack. Why? On top of maximizing up to 50%, you also want your follow-ups to do an insane amount of damage, as well as if you have to run a basic attack here and there, you want to make sure you are getting lots of damage out of this character. Now, there's a reason why Cruel was meant exclusively for Duelist, and you're looking at one of the reasons when you look at Atomic Samurai. So I know everybody's been running Cruel with Monster, makes total sense, but as the adjustments begin, you're going to want to use Cruel that's going to access your Atomic Samurai when you believe he's ready to be in full effect. Why? Because you want that after any character takes action, deals follow-up equal to 3% ultimate damage. Of course, that's at blue, and it goes up from there. Ultimate damage and energy gauge changes by -100 once per turn, effective after activation. You want to continue to have him hit, and because it's only a percentage of the ultimate damage, the higher damage you can make with your character based on his attack and other various factors, it's going to be how productive he is. So that's again why incredibly important. You have to push this character. This character is a solid, wonderful, love this character, but he's one of the most important characters that we have right now that has to be pushed to his limits if you're going to build him for him to be effective. So keep that in mind. Don't forget about the use of Cruel with him, and based on your team setup, it may be better for you to put Cruel either in Duel if you're using 2 characters of Duelist type, or if you have more heroes, then you may want to put it into the hero section on the tactics cards, because you then get all of them attacking like what's happening now with the monster side of things. So keep that in mind, because it's going to be very important when you sit down to build your team. Now we can show you some gameplay, but again, until this character is really maximized, it's really not going to show the true potential of this character. But at least you can see what he can and can't do. I don't have the tactics card activated at this time, because I just can't justify it until I get his keepsake and can get him to that status point. But when that happens, and I will show you some team builds after this, where I'm using a mixture of monsters and heroes, that at least for this month is what I will be considering playing. But the beauty of it, there you go. I just wanted you to be able to see what he does. Boom. And that's some decent damage. Gotta love it. So yeah, nice character. Yes, it's Column, but who cares? Because once you get him fully up with the keepsake, with the 5p, and you can do serious kills each time, if at all possible, and you get that extra follow-up, and with the tactics card, it's he can decimate a field if properly set up. So we'll go ahead and show a little bit of a mixture. Now this is one of the team builds that I'm going to be testing, because remember, you're going to have 2 Esper, 2 grapplers, so that only leaves you 2 spots. And honestly, I'm having a tough time deciding what I want that spot to be. If it's going to be Child Emperor, if it's going to be Metal Bat. But at this time right now, I'm testing with Child Emperor. Why? Because that healing to me is too important. That doesn't mean it's going to be the best build, but it's just one of those things. But again, now we can see in the Garo core the issues that come with this character early on and the importance of him staying alive because you're getting those shields. So yeah, again, love the character. I think you want to, well, I don't think, I know, you want to make this character on your speed line. He just needs to. The sooner he can go, the better. So everybody's going to still be playing CK for now until he can be completely decimated. So you're probably looking at your Speedster plus your CK plus your Atomic Samurai when you think you're ready to use him. But the beauty again of him is, yeah, just that, oh, gotta love that follow-up and solid damage and what he puts to the field. But watch this, he'll take a hit. Let's see, will it go to shield? Yep, he went to shield. And that's why I'm so concerned about buffing his HP as much as possible. Thankfully, the beauty is, after the actions, getting that HP back, it's going to help build him up even in that state. But it kind of gives you that initial idea. And what I will do is, once the keepsake drops, once I can get him to 5P as fast as possible, I will do a subsequent video with the build and effectiveness of this character once you have him in full effect, so to speak. And right now, as you can see, I could have easily put in somebody else as the grappler, but I'm really going to try and make an attempt at a more predominant hero build to be able to take advantage of Cruel, because it's going to have to be used for purposes of Atomic Samurai. But right now I still have it on Monster, so needless to say, he's not getting those extra follow-ups right now, or ults I should say. But yeah, he's going to be a beast. Question is how quickly you can get yours to a build you're comfortable with your team. So, you know, I love the character, but he is definitely one that is going to take a lot of love and patience to have him built up. But once you do, even in the non-PvP content, he's going to just help you out immensely. So, looks like everybody's going to be shielded here. So it's not going to do a whole heck of a lot when he hits. But I did want to show him up here. And that he can survive. It's like, even there, he didn't go to shield. Look at that. Gotta love it. Got to love it. And that is what you're really hoping for. You're hoping that if he can take a CK hit and not go all the way drained, then yeah. Now, yeah, he got finished up by Metal Bat, but again, he's not at that point yet, and survived a bit longer. So yeah, I'm really excited. I cannot wait to do true testing with this character once he is completely built, keepsaked, 5P'd. That's when the fun begins, to see how you can pick apart a field with him as quickly as possible. So, I don't know if there's much more to keep on here for, but let's go ahead and let it roll out a little bit longer so we can see how long he lives at this non-finished state, because he'll only be able to last longer. My guess is he's only going to last maybe one turn after you pass the Garo core, because he's just needs more beef, so to speak. But yeah, I'm really, this is the first character I've really truly been excited about in a while. I'm just excited about an actual change coming with characters that are going to bring things into the game, that are going to adjust things and allow you to be a little bit more creative, and hopefully start to get rid of the 10-minute matches. Ugh, the pain. Yeah, it would have been kind of nice to have a Gale Wind in here instead, just because it would have kept Atomic alive longer, especially if the Gale Wind was focused on their CK. I probably would have gotten another turn or two out, but I actually just figured, what the hell, why not? Let's just see, in a not as good case scenario, how long he can hold out. So that's the other reason why you don't see me having a metal bat in for Child Emperor, even though, like I said, I do think the Child Emperor healing is too important turns 1, 2, and 3 for at least how I build my teams. Not for everybody, but for me, yes. Oh, of course they're going to be shielded when his turn comes up again. No luck on that one. So if he gets hit by CK pretty hard, he's probably out this turn, but at least he'll get one in turn 4. My goal is to have my Atomic last. If he can last turn 5 once he's fully built, or turn 6 even, then it's an absolute win. Absolute win. So let's see how it goes here. But yeah, I'm happy he's already at turn 4, so that makes me happy right out of the gate. Without being fully built. And the back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth. Okay, let's see what he does to King. Ooh. King is gone, and there we go. Look at that damage to CK. And that's the follow-up. Yeah, he's probably gonna die now. Yeah, he's dead. So yeah, but again, nice damage. King is gone, and we finish out the game. Now, if I would have had Metal Bat in, that would have definitely, he would have stayed on that front line and maybe would have allowed for a little bit longer of staying alive, but probably not honestly necessary, just because he just doesn't have enough HP to him yet to keep him alive, as well as you can manipulate even the tactics card to assist him some more. You may decide to put one of the HP recoveries on there to really help him out, which wouldn't be a bad idea, which will, again, when I finish everything up, we will go ahead and circle back around with a fully built, full team that I'm going to test and use, and then we can see the true potential there. So let me know if you're pulling on them. Let me know how that went for you. With that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.